everyone, and welcome to our latest video. If you haven't been following along, I have been participating in the 100-day project, my own personal project that I'm doing with my amazing community on Facebook is called 100 Days of Layers. This is now day 31, so it's the perfect time to start a completely new page and a completely new video. So that's a great coincidence. So I'm going to start with some collage. This is what I love to do, to create a base for my page, and then that will help the page to withhold a lot of paint, a lot of water, and anything that it needs to as we go on. I'm just picking my collage very randomly. All these pages happen to be on the top of the pile in my cupboard, my trusty old collage pile, and I'm not thinking. I'm just cutting where I want to cut. I'm not focusing on creating any specific style or anything like that. It is highly likely that not much of this will be visible by the time I'm finishing this art journal page. And that makes it so much fun because we can just focus on having fun and creating without having to plan anything. And I find that this approach makes it super easy to start as well. If you have to sit down by your table and start planning, I think honestly I probably wouldn't create at all. I'm that type of a person that I just want to jump in and see what happens. And I know others love planning. There's nothing wrong with that, but we're all different. And there's a way of creating for each of us. If you're finding yourself stressing out about creating, not knowing what to create, or just noticing that you're postponing starting because you don't know what you want to create, I think this is the perfect method for you. Like right now, I am not thinking what I'm doing at all. This is quite nice to film actually because I'm just chatting to you. So I'm not focusing on the collage. This stage of the art journal is particularly freeing because you can create whatever you want, as most of this won't be visible by the time we're finished anyway. If you ever feel like you are struggling to use your beautiful materials since they won't be visible anyway, why use them? You can always use some collage materials for the background that are not the nicest, and some of this will peek through, and that makes the pages so beautiful and it adds so much depth, but not all of it will be visible, and we can't really control what will be visible. So if you're particularly attached, I'm kind of growing attached to this text here, and I love this little thing. So if I really wanted to, I could just make the first layer of pages like this. I have plenty of these. These are just pages from an old book, and save all the really lovely pieces of collage. I really encourage you to see collage as just material. There's plenty of paper in the world, and this is why recycling is such an important part for me when it comes to this process, because it really is such a wonderful thing to use old books for art journals and using old pages of books that would otherwise go, in the bin. Then you sort of feel like you're giving them a new life, and I really love that about this. I'll add a little bit of color. I love it as it is. It looks like I love this old kind of look, old book look, but I'll add a little bit of color as well. That's our first layer now done, and I think I might add some scribbles or inks tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'll see you again tomorrow for day 31. We're back for day 31, and I actually feel like Scribbles. Recently, I've really loved this shape. I've been doing it on every page. There's something so freeing about it. And you can just grab a pen and start making random marks. Oh, that looks actually really beautiful on the red tissue. And trust that you don't have to know what it will look like. That's the whole point. And just enjoy the randomness. Today will be a really quick layer for me. I find it extremely satisfying that I can just show up and do something like this, and it actually counts. Okay, that is plenty, I think. I think none of this might not be visible later, but that is irrelevant. There might be little glimpses of it, but all of this adds depth and history to our page, so you can't go wrong. Okay, simple as that. That is day 31, and tomorrow perhaps we'll add some color. Welcome to day 32 of the 100 Days of Layers project. Got a little bit of water here. I've been between using wax pastels or acrylic inks, but I've decided to use some inks. And I'm just going to, first of all, get the page wet. I've noticed that I've done a lot of purple pages and red and blue, but I've not done much yellow lately, and yellow is actually something that I really love. I'm cleaning my pipette, but I'm also putting some water in the ink bottle. There's still some color in there, and inks are so highly pigmented and so vibrant that even when they're watered down, the color is just stunning. So this way I can just make sure I get every last drop of it. And I love drawing with these pipettes. There's something about this shape I really love. I've been loving doing that for a while now. And whatever comes to mind, you can just follow it. There's no right or wrong. No certain way of doing this. Now I'm just adding more water. And now we can leave this to dry. And we've got a gorgeous first layer. Actually, technically, this is 3 layers now. But these are still the first layers of our journal pages. Okay, that is day 32 done. And again, we'll just leave this to dry and come back to it tomorrow. Day 33 today, and I'm going to jump right in with some journaling. I have to say I really love the page already. Very simple, yet super fun. It's day 35 today, and I think I'll add some wax pastels. Just because, why not? I can't even begin to tell you how relaxing that is when you just take your pastels out and do some coloring. There's no plan, there's no point other than it just feels really good to be involved in the creative process in that way. I'm going to leave it at that, and I think I'll put some water on the pastels tomorrow. And maybe some inks, we'll see. Day 36 today. And I will be adding some water here. I really like how the pastels look even without water, but I really love the process of doing this because water turns them so lush. They're almost like buttery, just really gorgeous. So I really love just doing this just because it feels nice. But either way, I think you can't go wrong whether you want to use water with it or not. I've been editing a lot of videos for courses lately, so it's a real treat to be doing this. So I actually get to create every single day, so it's really nice. And even today, I think I've been just sitting on the computer all day editing our journal videos, and actually realizing that, oh, I need to record my clips. It's made me get off the computer and actually do this. So this project is fantastic. I really enjoy doing it. On days like these, when it's really busy, it would be just so easy to say that, you know what, I don't have time to do this. But when we do it literally just one layer and 10 minutes at a time, there's really no excuse for me. I'll always have 10 minutes. I know some people still won't, but I think it's likely that a lot of us will. Especially when we just remind ourselves how good this process makes us feel. I think that's the most important thing to remember. Simple as that. Our layer for today is done, and I'll get back to editing some videos. 8:37 today, and I want to put some of this extremely gorgeous dark green on. So let's just do that and see what happens. I have no plan. Don't even know what I'm going to spread it with. I was going to just take a brush, but maybe I'll use this one. I haven't really used it in my art journal for a while, so it'll be fun. How gorgeous is that? If you don't have one of these catalyst wedges, you can also just use an old credit card. Works equally well. Oh my goodness, that is stunning. You probably know me well enough by now that you know that the next obvious step is spray bottle. I cannot resist. I'm going to put it into sharp mode. Oops, that didn't quite work. It's the other way. There we go. We'll get some sharp drips happening. My book is getting drenched, but that's okay. My goodness, that looks gorgeous. Okay, that looks absolutely gorgeous. I love all the details. It's a bit shiny as it's wet, so I don't know if you can see it too well, but just check that out, how beautiful. Now we'll leave this to dry.